Man, the CBC, they don't know, but they just investigated that they found some child labor in a maple syrup place in Ottawa, I think it is. I hope they don't go and blame other cultures like Chinese culture for forced labor. I don't know if that kid really wants to be there learning the family trade, but I don't know if he's being paid or not paid. But you know, that sounds like a wonderful family story of a business that pleases people. But I mean, it's when there's rules, apply the rules. You know, if there is a law that says you can't work until you're 14, like, you know, what's the fine writing say about the family business? Because, you know, there could be ways that we judge other people unfairly as well, right? Anyways, I'm going to call the BC registries because they sent me an annoying email yesterday as if they've never gotten any messages from me before. Which, of course, they may not, because they might not even care to read their emails. But I document what I've sent to them. So I'm doing the 1-877-526-1526. And let's see what happens here with this call. Where I'm just going to tell them how. Service BC?
And digital service. Thank you for calling BC Registries. Phone lines have been reopened between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. For any inconvenience this may cause, BC Registry Services have resumed priority service with a 5 business day processing time for names and search. All other program areas are 10 business days. Email requests and filings continue to be processed in the order they were received. Due to a high volume of inquiries, response times may be delayed. We appreciate your patience and understanding.
So the email,
Please listen carefully as our
I didn't do a
menu
screenshot of the
options
whole
have
thing,
changed.
but
Please note that our staff are not able to provide legal advice. If you are a legal professional, agent, accountant, or notary, please press 1. For all other inquiries, press 2.
sometimes I've had other choices after all other inquiries. So.
Please listen carefully as our menu options have changed recently. Please note that our staff are not able to provide legal advice. If you are a legal professional, agent, accountant, or notary, please press 1. For all other inquiries, press 2.
Not sure what it was, I'll press 1. It's about 3 years in a row without
if you are calling about short-term rental registration,
filing, you know, my report.
Otherwise, please remain on the line.
I'm going to remain on the line. 2 things I want to say, though, if I reach somebody.
During this call, Service BC may ask for and collect personal information.
Is I haven't found a suitable community while traveling throughout the mainland to offer, to set roots and then offer this volunteer HIA, Humanix Youth Academy BC Society's purposes. Talked about it, sent the attachment to a lot of people. And the other thing is, you know, I kind of closed the bank account that was assigned to it when Facebook Marketplace withdrew money for services they didn't provide. And I told my bank, they didn't care. There's no government agency that protects us. They protect the big companies, right? They're not being taxed, for example. Because somehow it's going to be better for us to not tax billionaires when we negotiate trade agreements. I don't know how it's good for us. I mean, it's good for what appears to be Canada, but Canada's not the same as Canadians. And the other thing is, the motorcycle should have a claim, and ICBC refuses to investigate it. So, you know, so I changed my bank account on them because they won't take my complaints about other things too. About since arriving in BC, I've just been documenting a lot of their failures, ICBC. I thought it was time to put them on record with them, but again, I filmed videos of trying to call ICBC Fair Practices to give complaints. I'll eventually call them back when I want to maybe put the vehicle back on the road. But at least, responsibly speaking, I have money in the account to catch up on the insurance, but only when we negotiate. And it's not going to be the price they want. It's going to be less. And also, I haven't put on the road in a way to risk others, right? But as far as I know, they told me the last phone call I did that it is insured. It's just piling up the amount. But I'm still insured. Now, am I going to get... I just want to tell the registrar that I've already informed them, BC Registries. I've informed them that it's never been in operation. So there's nothing to report, and the things that I would report, I would want them to investigate. But do you think they'll investigate when they don't even answer me, saying that there's nothing to report?
All calls are answered in
The email, if you read it, is very generic. They know nothing about me and my case, or you know, reference any information I've sent to them, so, or vlogs I filmed and let them know about it. So it's a waste of my time today to be talking to them, and of course that doesn't matter to them. So I would like to kind of get an idea of how long the queue is, or again to have the option to press for a callback, right? And again, it's hard to respect government that doesn't offer this, right? We've been able for decades to offer the ability to say the queue is about this waiting period on average, right? You've heard it on... Hello? Oh, call ended. And I'm not even close to the buttons, so that's what happened to me. Trying to call RoadSafetyBC today on April 9th, 2026, after I was advised at Service BC to call them so that they won't be surprised to receive a medical from me in a week or two. Hey, that's public servants for you. You know what I'm thinking also, if we make this about work industries, is I think if I was a woman and I had a child and then broke up the family to be a single mom, I think I'd be more likely to get a job. I think a lot of single moms get preferential treatment for getting jobs, and some of them are actually told they can bring their kids to work. And I'm not saying that's bad, but I tell you, there's going to be a dominance of single moms, right? Because we don't do family planning, or we don't take relationship skills or parenting skills in our culture, but moms sure feel, and they tell each other, single moms, they're doing great in their careers, having a career and raising a child, and they're all supporting each other, and sometimes they get into the victim personality together, and sometimes they don't think they're victims, or that they don't think they're victimizing anybody, like other people that need work that haven't, screwed up, families, and that actually could be hired, let's say, by the Ministry of Child and Family Development, such as who I invite with this HIA not-for-profit society. Because for me, I wouldn't have gotten paid. I would have had one paid staff, and parents come one of the days, one day every 2 weeks if they want their child in the program. And then, of course, it's filmed, so the learnings are given out free to the rest of the world, right? That's something they have to agree to. And of course, I say in the purposes that the BC Ministry of Child and Family Development can come, except that they're not just coming to break the purpose. That means they have to participate just like us, and they have to be filmed participating to go online, and they have to write comments online about what they observe from the program. So of course, it's never going to be given this program, right? Because it takes parents who want to kind of spend time during the day, even if it means kind of negotiating with their employer. I put my kid in this program, and I have to show up a full day every 2 weeks, or my spouse, right, if they have one. But if it's all single moms, and they don't even know how to talk to their employers, who might be single moms as well, and who will maybe prioritize career instead of family, then they won't come. Plus, BC Family Development, from the people I've met, and the one I dated, is I can tell you they don't have the confidence in their own skill sets. They'll judge me for not having, let's say, the same degree they have, either specifically in counseling or specifically in social work. And often people that have it in counseling, they're afraid to counsel, and the people in social work aren't trained in counseling. But anyways, and me, I've been trained in it, and I also don't mind videotaping it, and that's something you need a permission from whoever you might be counseling. And it doesn't have to be a child, it could be just a peer, just to show I have the skill sets. Do you mind demonstrating yours with me, right? And we'll record it. because that's important, because it's a vulnerable sector, right? When you're kind of doing this, right, where you're kind of having skill sets to be a listener and to promoting somebody sharing, so as to have their sharing be something they also kind of overhear and strategize for themselves, is kind of what they should be working on, right? And you of course, you may agree or disagree in a responsible way that is also patient-centered, right? So anyways, I'll try maybe one more time, because I don't think it was the first time I tried calling, and or maybe it is. I'm confusing all the governments I try calling and nobody ever answers, and everybody gets paid though. And then when finally you get somebody, they blame you for the miscommunications. Although the vlog's online showing, hey, or this email from that long ago is me telling you this. I'll let you know if I ever start this program. But it depends on the norm a lot more than it depends on me. And of course, they're not asking me how it's going. They're asking me for something that looks like the kind of reporting they're used to get, with numbers, and budgets, and it has nothing to do with the actual purpose of the society. And if I explain it to them and I say, oh, great idea, how's that going? Well, it's not going, because everybody's thinking of career and money and, doing this paperwork and closing this file in this way, and nobody actually can get outside, like in this outdoors program, learn life skills, learn community, learn to connect better with nature, develop an ecocentric worldview, and pass it on to others for free, either online and definitely so it's carried on at home, these life skills, interpersonal skills, because the parents came. That's the program, never been given.